Yo, what's good in the hood? It's your boy, TWI, $T, Uncle Twist in the mix,
What's good? It's your boy Sincere, a.k.a. Sin, a.k.a. Sin Simma. Who got the keys to the Beamer?
You already know the boy get busy. You ask who is he? It's your boy Tizzy. Showtime. You already know what it is. Man Dem Podcast all day.
Follow the Man Dem Podcast at Man Dem Podcast. That's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Toronto West End, done. What's good? Episode 29, Man Dem Podcast. Double dipping this week.
Oh, man. Recycle, reuse, but no reused material. You see it?
Don't reuse the jimmies, you know.
Especially if they're sheepskin.
Don't double up either.
I know you guys see Booty Call. Shout out Jamie Foxx.
Shout out Vivica.
Oh, yeah, she was bad.
Yo, we gotta stop talking about pining the way. He's so scrawny, dude. That's a serious thing. Hey, you anyways, dear God.
Let's refocus in. What we started with.
Scrawny youths.
What's on the
docket?
It's on the docket, the agenda for this week. We're talking about our boy. Some of us remember him as little youths.
Yep.
As Sandra's, Safa's husband, named Elvin.
He's got a light-skinned friend.
If you don't know, we're talking about Elvin, which is Geoffrey Owens from the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
It's been in the news recently.
People trying to job shape the man.
You know what I mean? He's just trying to, make some bread for his family, trying to earn an honest wage.
Nothing wrong with honest work, man.
And in typical social media fashion, somebody had to take a picture of a hard-working gentleman earning
Trying to take down his
and
record.
trying to shame him online for having a job.
What was the name of the place that he was working at? Trader Joe?
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Because, we know everything going on with the Cosby Show. That's not even in syndication right now. So I know that those royalty monies or residual checks aren't coming in for the Cosby Show right now.
Definitely not. The syndication is X.
I'm not familiar how deep his acting catalog is.
After the show?
Yeah. He's a Yale graduate. I'm sure he's a smart individual. He's good at his craft. I'm sure, in the acting world, sometimes work slows up. You know what I mean? There's a long gap between jobs.
Yeah, you hit a stride, and then sometimes it's far and few between.
There's a lot of uncertainty, especially if you're probably, I don't know if he's relying on Cosby Show royalty checks.
That's the only source of income.
That I'm sure that was paying that was, decent. When you're getting that back-end money, that residual money, why not, right? Like, I'm sure that was aiding him and his family. I'm sure he's probably not broke, but as a man, after a while, you have to be like, excuse me, I need to earn some money.
Yeah.
In between jobs, so
you can't really knock someone for doing that. And like, even myself personally, like I live by one of the models I always live by, as long as the ends justify the means, right? So like, there's always other ways people can get extra cash or just money the wrong way, right? So the fact that this guy was just, he's working an honest job and someone just took it upon themselves to do a quick photo op with their phone or whatever just to kind of bring him down, it kind of shows the society. It's kind of disgusting, really, that people just say, like, oh, I remember this guy from the Cosby Show. Now he's working, at the grocery store.
Yeah, you're probably like, oh, look at this.
Who are you to cast judgment, right?
Look at this wasteman. He used to be on the Cosby Show. Now he's,
like he's fall from grace or something, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's funny because I feel like,
it's a slippery
to be honest,
slope.
if this was like a few years ago on like Twitter, social media, I think people were just gonna roast them, and that would have been it.
I think we're more alert these days.
Luckily, I feel like people are becoming, as much as there's a lot of trolling and fuckery, I think a lot of people are seeing like understanding life and understanding the ups and downs, peaks and valleys. So, shouts to him for at least taking it all in stride. He's doing the interviews.
Tyler Perry even reached out to him. I was reading as well too, saying that like, what do you think is genuine? Like the invitation is saying like, come to set for that show that he has on Oprah's own network.
Yeah, I think it's sad that it had to come to this for him to get work. Yeah. I don't know what his agent's doing. Maybe that's a discussion with him and his agent. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Because there's so many black films, TV movies, and like there's so many more opportunities for black actors to thrive now. So
compared to before,
yeah. So hopefully, or maybe it's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like if you don't see somebody after a while, you kind of forget. But now that Geoffrey Owens is back in the news, even I was like, holy shit! Like what happened to this guy?
He wasn't on our radar.
I totally forgot about him. So like, I'm sure he's still able. I'm sure he's still a great actor. So it's good that he got offered from Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad that it had to take that to happen.
The way it came about.
There's also another angle though. What everyone's taking is that suppose he was just cool doing some regular shit.
You want to come up
like suppose he seen the glitz, the glamours, the high life and highlights from being a public face. Being someone on the TV where you walk here, people recognize you, whatever. Suppose like he feels like he did his life a service, dedicating X amount of years doing that kind of life. I just felt that, you know what, there's nothing in me that is better than doing some regular shit. This is a peace of mind. Mm-hmm. I can walk about safely. Use a urinal, not get bothered. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was more of a personal choice than not a necessity. There's that angle too, right? Yeah. And then this person comes, walks into his place of employment and blows up his spot and puts him in a point now where he's on the defense. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that option is also there. Yeah. And it could be just a matter of, agents, slow, whatever, but I don't...
I think he actually, like, touched on that point. Like, the work not coming in and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think you could be right as well. That could be a factor, too. Like maybe this is overrated, like, this type of life.
Yeah, like, maybe on the also that the work not being available on a pie chart, maybe give that maybe 55% of it. You know what I mean? And then the other flip side of that, maybe it was just you know what, I'm comfortable being a regular person. Like, I get to walk every day, not get harassed. Like, this is cool. Like, that's the ghost of my past. The Cosby and all that. Even when you look at a dude like, what was his name again? Tobey Maguire, right?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. Like, I never had a problem with Tobey Maguire playing fucking Spider-Man. Right, but at a certain point, certain of them were a little too overkill. Right? You're talking about the one that had the freaking Sandman, Venom, like the overcrowded fight. Yeah, of course. So, but he was an okay Spider-Man, right? But at a certain point in his career, he didn't want to be just known as Spider-Man.
Yeah, you want something more.
You understand? You want to So also too, maybe it's just the fact that the Cosby Show took you so far. I'm gonna make light of this because every time I see him, he always remind me of Al B. I'll be like, it's so crazy because I was chilling with a girl one time, man, and she said the funniest shit to me, man. Where I was watching fucking Night and Day. Yeah. That's my jam. Yeah. Night and Day. Right? But this girl said, yo, why the fuck does this guy look so moist? Right? And, listen to me, man.
Yo, that word's horrible.
Yo, but hold on, though. But you saying that to me saying that to Twist, to saying that to another male is disrespectful to a degree, right? Hearing another female look at a dude like, yo, this guy looks moist, like... If we were to get robbed at gunpoint, he'd probably be like, yo, take her purse and run off.
Lord have
That's how Al B and fucking Geoffrey, that's how freaking Geoffrey always remind me of Al B. And I'm sorry, it's the worst I had to drive, but it's honest to me. I look at him, I see Al B kind of light-skinned tendencies, but...
He played the role too well on The Cosby Show, because I swear he was like Sandra's soft-wise husband.
Right? Could have been an East End thing. But, but for me, it's like I don't see what's wrong with what he's doing or what he was doing prior to getting blown up. You know what I mean? And there's also, too, where we might have to know the mindset of the person who took the picture. What was her reason for taking the picture? Was she a fan of the Cosby Show and just said, oh, shoot, here's so-and-so? Or was her intention to try to throw him under the bus on some world star shit? Like, I don't know.
I'm glad you said that because because the context, because I don't know. I just saw his picture all over social media. I don't know if the original post was just like, yo, guess who I saw, like, as a like a nostalgia, like, oh my gosh, like Elvin from the Cosby Show, not necessarily degrading him or demeaning him for working at that store. It could have just been like a fan moment, like that's the first like celebrity you've ever seen or actor in like person. So
Yeah.
it's not fair to me just to say like whoever posted that was trying to like shame him.
Yeah.
But it turned into a kind of, I guess, shaming thing. Like, oh, this guy works at Trader Joe's. Like, what kind of waste man thing is that? But, you know, with the power of social media, surprisingly, everybody was pretty welcoming of him and supportive of him, you know, just working quote-unquote everyday job.
Well, you know why, though? And like, you guys just, you know, feel me out on this. I feel like it's not even a matter of just any type of maturity on social media. I think it's just because of what the norm of social media has become. Every time you're on social media, it's fuckery. It's negativity.
For sure.
It's who got killed today by you know what law division. You know what I mean? Or what stupid, ignorant, racist, sexist shit is the fucking mayor saying? Not mayor, forgive me. The fucking United States president, right? Like, there's so many angles on social media that are the everyday norm, or something like this where it could have been done ill will or malicious. People don't care about. Like, people are getting so desensitized and jaded to fuckery that anything positive is being embraced more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even now, like, if you look at it before and after, like trolling 16, 18 months ago and to how it is now, with you add in these young rappers getting shot and the loss of the XXX guy, like, people are acting different now because, it's just not the internet anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that excuse has gone out the window. It's just the internet,
crazy?
blah, blah, blah.
You know what's crazy? I don't want to sound like we were like prophets or something, but I swear, I'm not going to go into detail. We've had an incident before, and the incident happened largely based online. This was like years ago. So this was like, you could almost say, infancy stage of people being on, like, say, Twitter and social media and shit. And we approached this person and they said, yo, we just thought it was, it's just Twitter.
King Street.
We had to pretty much teach, hopefully that the person we told this to and, like, we encountered, like, they learn, and a few other people learn this as well. What you say on these platforms is real life. As much as you try to be like, this is just a platform, we're having fun. Nah, this shit, you could clearly see is affecting people's lives. As you mentioned, the President of the United States. If the President of the United States is tweeting beer fuckery,
they didn't take a keyboard.
this is real. It's not a fairy tale. It's just real. There's real repercussions.
President of the United States a pussy too.
Yeah, like
full on the record.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's not. It's real life. It's not a fairy tale. It's not a joke.
And even like to skim it without giving out too much, because you're trying to open up old wounds for sensitive ass motherfuckers. But that's what I've been trying to show dudes, is because I didn't come from this technology era where my opinions and thoughts are conveyed through statuses and shit. If you want to know how I felt about you, I fucking told you face to face. I mean, whether that's walking into a barbershop, whatever the fuck it is, right?
Sleeping and things.
So, when dudes are being cute and shit like that, and that maybe that's how they grew up. I mean, and I said, the city's very divided. That's why they call it the Greater Toronto Area. You have Peel region, Halton region. You have the West End, Central, Uptown, Downtown, East End, right? I feel like no area is alike. Where I grew up,
trying to separate themselves.
Where I grew up, we were never on that fuck shit, bro. And that's why I always, even when we throw in parties, maybe the expectation was, because how other people, because we had peers who were DJs, promoters, MCs, whatever it was, right? And maybe for them, because I'm known Twist, and I gotta say, sincere, you listen to his nickname, like, it's legit. Like, the nickname and the characteristic go hand in hand, right? I met Twist, in 2001. I can say 2001 to 2018. I met Twist. Twist is Twist. Whether to just natural maturity shit, but, like, he's not doing anything for the most. Like, we didn't start throwing parties for popularity. I met Twist, he's fairly fucking popular. You understand what I'm saying? So when we're doing these things, it wasn't because of no clout or nothing like that. So when motherfuckers started seeing us in clubs and in the capacity we're throwing parties or renting out the venue and shit like that, you expected us to change because you didn't know that we were throwing parties for the sake of fucking clout or friggin' recognition or to be involved in no Toronto social circle. If I keep bringing my car to a fucking mechanic and the motherfucker keeps fucking it up, I am practical, dude. I'm gonna fucking find out how to fix my car my damn self.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep going to fucking niggas' parties and boom bap. I'm paying $20 to come into your party. On top of that, depending on what I'm wearing, you're gonna ding me on coat check. That's $22, right? On top of that, this is some fucking grade school, high school shit where the girls are standing over there, the dudes are over here. Everyone's too concerned watching face rate tape, but that's never been our DNA, right? Never. So I'm averaging at this point $22 just off a coat check and admission, not to mention anything I feel like fucking drinking to make another nigga's party live, bro. And no one's taking in the fact that, or friggin' acknowledging the fact that, yo, for a good 30, 40 minutes of this party, everyone was acting like they were at a friggin' Much Music video dance party, just standing around boys and girls separated, and a bunch of Seneca York niggas or a bunch of the Man Dem went into the middle and made the party live and made girls come off the thing, whatever. That's what people were running off of, thinking that we came in with intentions of some kind of popularity, but all we started throwing parties, we didn't like other niggas' parties, right? But niggas expected us to get jaded at some point, and even when we used to line up for clubs, niggas used to be on some, oh, you know what I mean? Why you guys in the line? Because I'm a regular fucking human being, bro. Exactly. Or why you guys not in the friggin' booth with 20 mats? I mean, because all the girls are on the dance floor.
That's what we want to be.
You understand what I'm saying? So with these guys now, their whole thing was just portraying something that was never really them, and that shit all came with just having cute opinions on the internet. But well, you know, dust is settled, and you know, and then there was 4, right?
Yeah. It's
never been like that with me, bro. You have an opinion that needs to be said face to face, or you hold it. You know what I mean? It's not just the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people get hurt for less. You know what I mean? So if you have an opinion about me, whether it be favorable or not, if you could put that in 140 characters, all I ask is that me being the old fossil that I am, just convey that to me face to face, or just fucking keep it tucked in. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
so
fair.
I feel like this with this whole era of social media and shit like that is just that people are finally coming to grips that, yo, the internet is not real life. Like, back when it was just new to us, because our generation came from fucking encyclopedias and shit, we didn't know that, yo, not everything on the internet wasn't true. Anybody can update a Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
I mean, certain things, not everything on the internet is true. That's how rumors are so rampant now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, for us to get a rumor, that shit had to go to press. We had to wait overnight for that. Shit had to go, go through conveyor belts or monthly subscriptions to the source, right?
Asterisks updated or whatever.
Nowadays,
like, you're not gonna waste money to print just fuckery just because, like
look at fucking Lewinsky and fucking Clinton. So social media's around for that.
Oh my god!
But look how that blew up without social media.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? So nowadays, I think people are finally realizing, not everything you type in because it comes in a Google search, that's not law.
Yeah,
people make up tabloids and shit, right?
They don't got information. They don't do their own research.
Yeah, so with this generation, or with this particular instance, I feel like it's a matter that, people are realizing that they're losing their brain cells through the fuckery. Oh, yeah. Like, at one point, all this shit was entertaining and trolling and shit, so you started seeing motherfuckers get killed. All this defying shit was cute until you guys put a jackass and a racist and a sexist pig into the White House. Mm-hmm. Like, all this cute shit, it just be the internet, is just, I'm just trying to be Generation X, or all this shit, the fucking repercussions and the backlash are coming from that shit. That's why this shit was received so positively, because in any other circumstance, they would have fucking tried to run him under the ground, make him feel like shit, but niggas don't know that, a job's better than not having a job.
And I'm glad that people took that approach too, because he could have had like a fragile, like, emotional state, and he could have been like, holy fuck, like, yeah, real talk, like, I was on one of the biggest sitcoms ever, especially like black sitcoms, and to be working at Trader Joe's, he could, and then seeing some sort of trolling or just backlash online, that could have broke his spirit, and God knows like how he would have handled that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad people took that approach, and I guess hopefully to your point, show that people are learning like, yo, this is real. Like all these things are products of real life. Like there's nothing. How can this be a fairy tale? Like it's made. Like it's man-made. So it's here. It's a tool. We participate in it. It is real life. Like it's not a satire. This is like how people communicate now. So shout out to Geoffrey Owens for staying strong and just being himself and not being ashamed of his circumstance and situation, and being a man and I guess teaching the world like, when your back's against the wall, you gotta do what you gotta do for your family, and do it with integrity and do it with strength, and don't care about what people have to say. Don't care about what mass have to say.
Does anybody have the name of the female who took the picture?
No, I don't know.
So, like devil's advocate on that, like at the end of the day, if you're a fan of the Cosby Show and you just had a facial recognition of who that was, and you took that picture, and the internet just happened to be the internet, and no governance, no fucking chill, it's like, yo, man, it's like they always say, you know what I mean? And it's like with M or anybody, it's like the niggas don't matter if you have an opinion or anything like that. It's just, make sure, like when you're throwing the stones, you're not living in a glass house. Mm-hmm. No, you're clowning a dude for being on the Cosby Show, not working at Trader Joe's. Like, what's your legacy look like? Yeah. Were you on the Cosby Show with American's Dad prior to all this shit? Yeah. Because he's American's Dad. He had Fat Albert and Jell-O and everything, all these things, right? It's just, you know what I mean? Like, people build you up to break you down. I mean, I'm not signing off on anything he fucking did. He did that shit. He's guilty of that shit. And I mean, deal with the consequences. But when he was up, I mean, everybody, Cosby, this nigga called the man America's Dad, Yeah. A fucking black man at that.
Yeah.
Not the hood's dad, not kids from Virginia, not Chicago, not New York, not New Orleans. This nigga was America's dad.
Black,
talking about 50 plus fucking
group,
states,
like OJ and Oprah and them.
Primetime NBC.
Yeah. But they build you up to break you down. So, had she taken that picture just as a fan and realized, oh my God, because even like I took a picture, I'm honestly, whatever, like short dude, I always call him Webster. Short black actor.
Gary Coleman.
There you go. Yeah. And there's a way, like I saw that dude at freaking like Kennedy and Tom. Emmanuel Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Rather you guys be wrong than me on a recorded thing, right? But I saw the dude. I recognized the motherfucker. And I took some pictures on some chill shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, obviously no, but this is my old phone. But that's just because, oh shit, this is nostalgic for me, Ray Tay. I was like, what the fuck you doing here, kind of thing, right? So if you done that, the internet just ran with it. The internet just fucked up. But had your intention to take a picture of that man just to fucking make some kind of clown out of him and stuff like that, listen to me, man. People stop fucking masking and band-aiding their insecurities temporarily by throwing other people under the fucking bus. And you motherfuckers stop giving people the outlets, the likes, the reposts, and all that shit to give them the ammo and the fire to do these things. That's not fucking okay. At some degree, depending how sensitive that person is or is not, that's a degree of fucking bullying. Bullying is just more convenient now because there's more ways to do it. Back in our days, walk up to a motherfucker at the locker, catch somebody at a ball court, Now you can bully someone on the other side of the world, never see somebody. And there's no honor in that. You're a coward, same fucking way. So if your thing was to throw that man under the bus to make yourself feel better about yourself, that was a temporary fix. Because at the end of the day, whatever you want to fucking say about that man, he was on the fucking Cosby Show. Yep. So whether or not that, what have you done for me lately, that's cemented and that's legacy. Sure. So unless you were on fucking Family Matters or fucking Full House and you have some kind of comparison to draw, remember what that man did and just leave it at that.
Not even Richie on Family Matters. Who's the girl that went to, what was the sister? Remember the sister on Family Matters? And then she ended up going into porn? The little one.
Oh,
what's her name on the show, B? I don't even remember, but yeah, don't.
Even at that, man, y'all need some more of them shows back. You need Family Matters back, Sister. Y'all need friggin' Living Single. Y'all need to bring back all them type of shows. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we even took some life lessons and gems.
Judy.
Yeah.
Judy Winslow.
Yeah.
Her wins aren't low, though. Her body count's high. Twist don't want it. Twist don't want it. It's past 30. Right?
It's past 50.
It's past the prime. Yo. Twist don't want it. Twist don't want that smoke. But Geoffrey Owens, shout out, man. And you know what? And maybe, even if it came from a bad place, there's something like you've got a second chance and a rebirth. So
a grounded individual.
Do what you will with that opportunity, and if it came from a malicious place, you have the last laugh. If it came from a place of a fan and it was blown out of proportion, God works in mysterious ways. But salute to you and whatever these opportunities do hold for you, and I hope you make the best of them, for real.
All the best for sure going forward.
Let's talk about one of my favorite artists.
You can feel it in the streets on a day the heat. It feels like summer.
Sorry, I feel like this podcast has brought a very Zen type modesty to me. But fuck all that right now. Who put both y'all on Childish Gambino? Let's just say this on a recorded device.
Send them put you on.
Damn, the feds listening.
Wiretap
for the cameras. Smile for the cameras.
No, show. It's funny because I used to watch Community. So show is like, I'm fucking with Childish Gambino, and because I know he's like a quirky type of guy, like on Community. I looked at a show because, we listen to some of the most disrespectful hardcore.
It's Gucci. MOP, Boom Camp.
So when he's like, fuck with this.
Left field, right?
Fuck with this tape. Childish Gambino. I was like, Childish Gambino?
Oh, was it the royalty?
It was royalty.
Tape. I was like, show. This nigga for real, like.
Yeah,
it's like, this guy's nice.
Yeah.
I had to take it in because I was just like, I was in shock. But, I'm glad you put me on still because this guy has been elevated ever since, like, on top.
He's evolved, man. He's evolved.
So he's dropped another visual for the masses to follow up to This Is America with the new Feels Like Summer single. It's an animated video. A lot of cameos, obviously. A lot of multi-layered. So let's dive in. Like, what do you guys think? Like, how you dissected Dakota? What's your take on the visual?
Thanks for showing it to me. Prior to this episode.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very childish. Like, even like you can see his like holes in his clothes. Like, just typical. Like,
you guys caught what he said. Right? It's very childish. Okay.
Pun intended.
Very childish. He's just walking through the streets. There's a bunch of course, hip hop, R&B, pop culture, politicians. Like, there's any like
a lot of references that are happening.
Yeah,
now.
A lot of black culture is in this video, and for me, it just seemed like he was showing like he's the outcast of everything that was going on
around him. Yeah,
he's just walking in his path.
He's kind of like on the outside looking in.
He's in, not even the outside. He's inside. Mm-hmm. He's like in the neighborhood, in the culture. All these other random things are going on. Migos playing basketball. Drake's chasing somebody on a bike.
Tug of war.
Travis Scott takes the block away from Nicki. They're playing with blocks.
Yeah, Nicki frowning because Travis knocked down her block. She probably gave him a cocksucker of the week for
Michelle Obama hugging Kanye with the MAGA hat.
Yeah, so to me, it's like despite all of this stuff going on in pop culture, and he's a part of this world of celebrities. Like, he's walking his path. He just stayed on course. The whole video, he just stayed on course. Yeah. Nothing was bothering him. He was just in his own element, being himself. And, yeah, he just went to his destination unbothered by what everything's going on.
Yeah.
That was pretty much my take. I probably need to watch it again. I know you guys.
Nah, you hit it. You got it.
Sure.
You got it.
On me, yeah. So like definitely like what I take from it, I kind of look like the title of the song and also the visual kind of has a double meaning. Like feels like summer. I think it's kind of like a temperature check, just like on the state of not only just music industry but just the state of celebrity. You know, so I think that's why the setting of him walking through the streets, obviously the summer setting. So it's kind of like a temperature check on what's going on. You know, people's temperatures are high, things are, people are volatile.
It's
that
hot.
sort of thing. It's hot, yeah, exactly.
Even like the coloring, it gave you that like, yo, it feels hot outside.
Yeah, it's very
feels
like a very humid kind of thing, right?
It's getting hot. And the youth them I get so cold.
Yeah, we're old fossils for real.
Nah, for real, it's like all you guys hit the point, and it's essentially like within all that's going on, and based off of the path you chose, you can easily lose yourself, right? And he's there with his holes in his shirt. That means just knowing the way he has to go, just walking it straight and narrow. So that means essentially, you don't have to compromise and sell out. Like, you can still be yourself regardless of what's going around you. But also was that, look at all these things going on, and you know what I mean? Like, more people are privy to know what's going on with their favorite celebrity, where they ate, where they may be at certain points, but you're not paying attention to the real world around you. Like, there are crises going on. Like the animals are going extinct. Like there are breaks. There's global warming. There are like breaks within ice glaciers. Like that shouldn't be. Like the world is collapsing around us, and instead of pay attention to the things that actually stick on the wall, we're caught up with our celebrities. I mean, we know who's beefing with who. We know who or what. You understand what I'm saying? And so that was a message in the video, as long as also walking your path and not losing yourself. So, once again, man, like, it's crazy because I feel like if This America wasn't, and again, I don't know, but I feel like he's just been, I've been watching like him obviously grow to a larger magnitude and everyone accepting him more, because I realizing, okay, after he dropped that album, I honestly, for the life of me, I keep forgetting the name. I actually have it in my whip. The one with Redbone on it.
Oh,
Redbone's on it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Awaken My Love.
Okay, I bought that at the same time I bought Yo Gotti and the Tribe Called Quest album.
Yeah.
I have it in my whip, but like, there's no like actual title on it other than the side of it.
Yeah.
So I pop it in.
It's just like the mask.
Right, the artwork's beautiful, right? And then because of Get Out, everyone likes Redbone and stuff like that, right? And then boom, This Is America, and then boom, right? It feels like summer. Even before that, the internet, because of the internet album, that had some bangers on it, right? 305, all that. So shout out Childish Gambino for always pushing the envelope in the culture. He's definitely somebody that everybody should be happy for. You got to be happy for the Coles, the Rhapsodies, the Kendricks. I mean, the breath of fresh air when you're not looking at all these dudes act like some drugged up idiots, right?
There's space for everybody, man. Like,
definitely.
You can find what you want to find.
To stay in your lane, to stay in your pocket too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So salute to Gambino for that, no doubt, man.
And speaking of staying in your lane, just focusing on the goal at hand. Like, shouts to Colin Kapernick, man.
No doubt.
Shouts to him for getting that Nike deal, man. That Nike nod.
For sure. Before we
believe in something, even if it costs you everything.
Yeah.
But even with that, I mean, we got like a little young boy.
Yeah.
Ended up losing his life.
Well, yeah, we just dive into that. Something a little bit, bittersweet.
Some heavy shit.
It's kind of a win, but it's still a loss. No matter where you slice it. But anyway. Basically, if you're not really up on the situation or what had happened, but back on April 29th, 15-year-old African-American boy, his name was Jordan Edwards.
Why would he be anything other than African-American?
Right?
Sorry, man.
Seems like this is on repeat, right? It seems like it's on repeat. It's like the same thing, right?
But kneeling is a problem. I need to continue.
Yeah, so he was basically coming on his way home from a party in the passenger seat of his friend's car. Happened in Bold Springs, Texas. Another trigger-happy police officer by the name of Roy Oliver let off a few shots into the car. Ended up hitting him in the back of the head, where he later died in hospital. So he was arrested back in May And just in the later parts of last month, in August, he was found guilty of murder, and he's going to serve 15 years in prison.
Shout out to a judge that got it right. And I mean, because even with that, like that bothers me, because I feel like there's some. Forget the ghost of Christmas past, in which what your interpretation of a police officer and somebody that serves in law should be. Because we all grew up on this whole naive thing to serve and protect, right? It's not like that. And even so, like, maybe just bring these guys down to a more humbler fucking level where, the motherfuckers are in front of me from the Tim Hortons, yeah, maybe that motherfucker reach for his wallet, bro. Not all these cops are good cops and should be given the same perks or free shit and all that, right? Because even so, like, okay, now we have a cop that actually did get his and is gonna get 15 years. But on the flip side of that, you have a cop in Chicago who gunned down a teenager, right? Yeah. And the judge refuses to find the police officer guilty. Even so, and with him killing that unarmed black teenager was a violation of his $1.2 million bail, bro. Like, these are the things where I don't know his state of mind and his psychological standpoint, but fuck it. I mean, like, at that point, all you gotta do is ask that dude or that female, I don't know the judge's name, but do you have kids? It's not a trick question. Do you have kids? Yeah. Would you want this outcome for the person that is responsible be on the other end of the gun of your kid? You know what I mean? Like, enough of the shit. These cops aren't. Granted, there are some good cops, you know, wherever the sprinkles they are may be, right? But then these guys are really fucking it up for y'all, even before Trayvon Martin and all that. Like, yeah, they've been getting real trigger happy, and whatever their reason is for joining the force, whether it be just insecurities and just, you know what I mean? Like, justifying letting off a trigger or whatever it is, man. But it has to stop it. It's really heavy in the fucking States, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, at one point, a lot of niggas in Canada wanted to be from the States, and I don't want to go to the States. I want all my relatives from the States to leave. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, it's a real uncomfortable place, especially. It was uncomfortable before Obama, but even then, like, I'm not saying Obama's the greatest president ever, and I'm not gonna act naive just because he's black, but I knew as a black man, when all those social injustices were happening, like, cops are getting gunned, and cops are gunning down unarmed black kids and shit, that hurt that nigga, because he's from Chicago. Mm-hmm. He grew up in that shit. That's not no, like, I'm Dwight Drummond or Nathan Downer, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not this white, like, he was in there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think those things too, like I guess I don't even know if it's a spike, but just the visibility of people, black men and boys getting killed. That was like a direct defiance, or like, I guess I don't want to call that a protest, but a statement to Obama being in power. Like, if you notice when Obama was in power, like, now you're seeing, like, guys getting gunned down by the police, or, like, all these stupid little incidents that could have been handled much differently. It was like,
yeah, so they're all targeted, really.
You're probably right. You know, and again, like, it's probably not even any sheer coincidence and stuff like that, but, you know what I mean? Even when you, like, looking at a situation like, you know, the loss of a life like Jordan Edwards, and then some people just get to I don't know, it seems like complaining for the moment. I mean, you're just holding a little protest, and then everybody's life goes about. But, yo, honestly, like, I'm going to say one of the most selfless motherfuckers I have seen, and you know what I mean, somebody who has jumped out the window to defend this shit, is Mr. Kaepernick. You know, Colin Kaepernick. Even so, like, this is a dude that's getting M's. Like, this dude is in the prime physically. Like, this guy is playing like a hybrid of Steve Young fused in with Michael Vick. Like, he's playing, like, this dude's physical ability cannot be questioned in regards where is he of value to the NFL.
And even prior to the protest, like, what was it, like 2, maybe 3 years coming, like, off of the Super Bowl appearance, that the suspect Super Bowl power outage.
So y'all say
blackout gate.
You know what I mean?
Beyonce, like, should have turned on the D.
No way. I had my criticisms football wise. Like, I didn't think he still had it as in like a super elite quarterback, but he definitely physically everything. He's still like a starting QB.
I don't think he's no Robert Griffin III.
No. He's not getting injured.
He's no wish-wash like Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Those guys are still being given chances, right? Like, and that's why even for me, like, even when he started doing it, like, I was kind of like, all right, cool, but when you're looking at the tone of the NFL now, and, like, first of all, Donald Trump is not a new dude on the scene. Let's be clear. Prior to this guy becoming the most hated guy in America, and again, we're hip-hop historians, this guy is referencing at least 20-plus rap songs.
And not in the next.
You know what I mean? You got Black Trump with Smith & Wesson featuring Raekwon. Like, this guy is everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, Jay saying he got rooms at the Trump he hasn't slept in months. Like, this guy was, like, reference, right? And now all of a sudden, prior to even this guy be referenced, I never heard Donald Trump take such a take and a liking into the fucking National Football League, right? Well, all of a sudden now, I mean, he feels like the flag and the anthem are being disrespected by this light-skinned dude with the afro that looks like he could be from freaking, I mean, what's the cartoon we used to watch? Boondocks. I actually saw that picture with him and Dave East.
Yeah.
That was legit.
That Riley?
Yeah, right? I think that picture was funny as fuck. I actually think I saw Dave East reposted it. Something hilarious, right? But fuck, like, Donald Trump is just a deflector, bro. Like, really, like,
he's a massive troll.
Believe in something even if it costs you everything, that's a negative image. Not you telling everyone they can just grab a handful of pussy.
Yeah.
Not that, you know what, people from these countries are borderline terrorists. Like, motherfucker, really? Because what I'm really is like, fuck Donald Trump. Like, that guy gets the idiot thing that forever. Yo, even that's the toupee, all that shit, right?
You know what's so, sorry to cut you out, you know what's so hypocritical too? Yo, Cap got this deal from Nike. All the alt-right people are bunning off their Air Monarchs.
Yeah.
Why are they so mad?
You could bun down the Air Monarchs or
you
whatever.
You paid for those.
With your own money.
Yeah. You know what's so hypocritical? John McCain just passed away. Rest in peace, John McCain.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy really... John McCain was like a war veteran. He was captured in Vietnam, tortured.
That's why he couldn't lift his arms,
Trump said, yo, he's not a hero.
He's not a hero. He just got captured. Yeah.
He disregarded him for the service
that he did. For
He's like, why are you being celebrated as a hero? You're a POW. You're a prisoner of war.
Yeah, you got captured.
But also, what I respect, and like, let's just talk about life. Like, don't ever feel with a heavy heart and a heavy hand you're obligated to do so. Like, I come from a block where, you know what I mean, people's life decisions catch up to them. You understand what I'm saying? And, like, a lot of the people I grew up with, whether it's just because our parents knew each other or we went to the same schools or we frequented the same places, they're dead based off of gun violence, right? Just off of that obligatory that we grew up in the same geographic location. If I never got along with you when you were alive and stuff, there's nothing that should force my hand or my heart to be, I need to go show face at this person's funeral, right? We never got along when you were alive, bro. Like, the most honest thing I can do now is pay you your respect and not show face at your funeral just for an appearance, right? Them motherfuckers, let it be known, they don't want Trump anywhere near that bitch.
Word.
Right? Even bitch-ass Bush showed up.
But he was invited.
He was. Yeah. But so I'm saying, right? That guy's...
Yeah.
You know, and
he's over two now for these funerals.
And Obama's a G, right? That eulogy was really, and he let it be known, we never see eye to eye on a lot of things. And that guy used to bite my head off all the time. But whenever I lost that for that guy, it was his genuine appreciation and love and service to his country.
Yeah.
I never disrespected him. Like, when Donald Trump has said something, listen to me, man. First of all, I'm going to take that motherfucker's phone away from you. You're the president of the United States of America. One of the most powerful. Yeah, like, you need to fuck her. Like, who's around him that said, and this is the fuck I was going to say is that some people can just be wrong about somebody and cool. You know what I mean? Like, people have their opinions, whatever the case may be. Everyone that leaves that motherfucker's administration is writing a book, throwing him under the bus, has a freaking opinion about the guy. It's not favorable.
Op-eds.
Everyone's saying, this guy's an idiot. people in his administration are calling him an idiot. Ain't you worried about Colin Kaepernick? And as I said that, like, this is the opening weekend of the NFL. And I can remember watching the NFL from, like, since the motherfucking Bills started losing Super Bowls like it was in style, right?
Oh, let's not talk
Yeah, I talk about it, bro. I went through it with everybody, right? But tonight, well, not tonight, but this whole weekend's gonna be open NFL. I'm not watching a single fucking game. Granted, I might start watching it towards fucking the Super Bowl, depending if there's an attachment where, and I mean, finally, one of my favorite players might be close to getting his ring finally, cool. But like for the 16, 17, 18 weeks, and then to the point where if the Super Bowl is two teams that have no attachment, I'm not watching the NFL this year because what they're doing to Kaepernick, fuck that shit, bro. And to add this, like, you paid for the Nike. Let's be clear, as adults. If I fucking make an album or I make a fucking jacket and then there's some controversy that comes to me and then all of a sudden you want to burn that, let's be clear. You paid for that shit. I don't give a fuck what you do with it after. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Whatever your finances, whether they're frivolous or not, you want to go pay $100, $200 for Nikes and burn them? Who gives up? You keep the receipt. You can't bring back ass fucking Nikes. Like, fuck all this shit. Even when like it started becoming corny after fucking LeBron left Cleveland and the jersey burning.
Oh, that was
like
hilarious.
when I saw motherfuckers burning IT's jersey for Boston, the motherfucker got traded.
Exactly.
So how you burning?
But that's my point, though, right? People are doing things on the internet because they don't
Prisoners of the
understand.
moment, like-
Yeah, they don't understand the true intention why it was done. That's I respect. Even a couple of them, like they pump faked. You know what I mean? The last time LeBron was leaving Cleveland, and they just put "thank you" or someone fake burning a DeRozan jersey. You know what I mean? But like y'all just doing things for like who gives a fuck? You want to burn some dad shoes, some Nike Monarch, you want to burn whatever? Cool. Nike, you paid for those
Burn
shoes.
some incense.
I lie, like, or just burn your
Man,
face.
teaching you.
But you paid for that. So whatever little attention you're trying to do, whatever, cool. Because at the end of the day,
Trying to go
for a company like
They don't
Nike,
even really
That's what
care.
yeah,
That's
but for a
what he's
company
playing,
like
yeah.
Nike, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Never.
Exactly.
Like what? They're gonna stop selling shoes?
Yeah, I still didn't see anybody.
They still have Serena Williams.
I didn't see anybody burn a pair of LeBrons.
They still have Serena Williams, LeBron James, Roger Federer, Jordan Brand under Nike, Kevin Durant. It's like keep fucking going.
Oh, you don't even need to.
No.
So what little impact, little rinky dink, little honky tonks, whatever the fuck they think they're doing, burning these fuck. Go keep burning them shits.
Go burn some firewood while you're at it.
Cause that can't be the only pair of shoes you fucking burn. What are you gonna wear?
Brand new, you know.
Let's be clear, man. All these little tempered, and granted, if you're not gonna be burning it a week from now, what the fuck was your purpose burning it right now?
Likes
And retweets and reposts.
retweets. That's why they're really doing it.
Yeah, you know what's the dopest shit I seen too? It's a Terry Fox commercial recently. Any y'all see the new commercial?
I haven't got a chance to glimpse at it yet.
There's a new commercial I think Terry Fox running. I think it's coming up right for his annual thing, and they have a dope. Cause think about the time span that it actually started, right? The Terry Fox show when he did that. The commercial says 0 likes, 0 posts, 0 shares, millions of followers.
That's crazy. I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Saw that shit last night.
That's big.
Think
I like
about that. 0 posts,
Mm-hmm.
0 likes, 0 reshares, millions of followers. Think about how big the Terry Fox run is. Think about the generation we come from.
Way more.
Think
impactful.
about that. So something with like substance of that. So take a Terry Fox run and add social media to that bitch. Take the Million Man March, add social media to that bitch. There's so many things where social media could have had an impactful, positive
Not being applied correctly.
reach on that, right? But now, like these motherfuckers, you want to burn this, you want to burn like. Listen, let's be clear. Prior to all these kids getting shot down and all that, you guys had friggin' history of Kaepernick taking a knee. The fuck was he protesting? As Sen said, he played in the fucking Super Bowl in New Orleans. Beyonce showed out. You know, San Fran lost. You know, Ray Lewis got to go out the way he wanted to go out. But what I'm saying is that prior to that, this guy wasn't protesting nothing. He wasn't, protesting this guy getting gunned down here, nothing like that. He was cool. Like, things were still happening. Just not at the rates They started becoming so frequent and regular.
Yeah.
They were happening nonetheless. But you're just probably on some trigger figure happy cop or whatever. But now these is blatant injustices to black people and
that you could watch.
criminal activity with a badge.
That you could watch all day, every day.
And this man took his platform, and selflessly sacrificed. And instead of looking at the injustices and zeroing and even trying to fucking find a solution for that, you made this man kneeling the bigger problem. Get the fuck over yourself.
Exactly. That's
The education too is like how many times do people have to be like, yo, this has nothing to do with the flag. It's nothing to do with
It's
the
bigger
flag.
than that, man.
How much times do you have to say? After a while, it's like, yo, come on. Like, if you're just that foolish,
Yeah.
like, I there's nothing more for me to say. I feel like that's what Nike's saying. Like, there's like, what are we talking about now? Like, this is getting ridiculous.
We talking about practice?
Because like yeah, if Caucasian and white Americans were getting gunned down at the rate that blacks are, this discussion wouldn't even be about the flag. It'd be like it would be on point on what's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? It would have nothing to do with the flag. If Ben Roethlisberger, for example, was to take a knee because white people were getting killed left, right, and center by police, right? So that's just to show you that people.
I like the fact you said that because I feel like
We need to start holding these white people. Yo, we need to hold them under the fire too. Like, yo, you guys need to, as much, you know what? To each their own. Whatever your views are, cool. But yo, somebody has to, as you said, Roethlisberger. Somebody has to like look out for us.
But I like how y'all are coming at his ankle. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because what Twist said was amazing. Like a Roethlisberger taking a knee and that shit cool. But look at the example we had of somebody who, essentially was Eminem did that BT freestyle, right?
Yeah.
It was a crazy backlash from the shit. Forget the whole offbeat thing and all. People are saying, Eminem's not black. Why is he talking about this? It's not
for white people.
black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
This is legit, bro. I seen it. I seen it.
Like when it was fresh.
from my
When it was fresh.
perspective, when he did it, people were like, "Yo," like they're
No, it was
excited.
getting
But
more-
I'm just saying
your
my-
perspective,
from my
wasn't
follow,
shared
like the
throughout.
people
Yeah. Within
just
your thing,
follow.
okay. But there's always that next
There's a
side
lot of
to it, right?
backlash, though.
Even from day one, what the motherfuckers saying. With if fucking Eminem essentially, if he's black, he'd be cannabis. Right? Everybody's always trying to play that because what he said was my good point, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, someone made a freestyle talking about Trump and all this shit, and they go, okay, yeah, acapella, offbeat, those things aside, motherfuckers like, yo, but Eminem's not black. Why is this bothering him? Like people try to make it a race thing because it come from a black person. So I feel like maybe the answer in the NFL would be a Ben Roethlisberger.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Took the knee.
Nah, he can't do
No,
that.
you won't do that.
Well, like someone like that, or even like Waltz, or
Aaron Rodgers.
like friggin' Carson Palmer, or friggin' you know what I mean,
Eli.
like Phillip Rivers, or Eli, or friggin' Drew Brees, or whoever, right? Someone Caucasian did that.
It would change the
But
narrative,
then at some point, they might be like, oh, well, he's not black.
but
like,
that's
I
not
feel
to
like-
say that it doesn't affect them just the same.
But what I'm saying is
That's
you
ignorant.
you have that approach.
Yeah.
That's like what I heard with M. You heard it with M.
Yeah.
M's not black. I mean, like, how they do that, I feel like, okay, good. Now you motherfuckers get it.
That's ignorant.
Because when I saw Eminem do the freestyle, I'm like, good. This is coming from
Yeah.
M. Fuck y'all. He knows he's in the culture. He's one of us.
Mm-hmm.
M's not black. All right, cool.
That's ignorant because black people have been using their voice and exhausting their voice so much for these issues. It's
It's like beating a dead horse.
clearly our voice isn't valued like that. So you need support from like-minded people like that are white,
You
and
ever-
Asian
Yeah.
to spearhead the movement. Because if we're just talking all the time, nothing's gonna happen.
The needle doesn't
at all.
move.
You ever been at the lunch table in high school and a less popular or maybe a corny kid had a funny joke,
And people don't
but he knew coming from him it wouldn't be received well or it wouldn't punch as effective.
Oh, for
So he
sure.
told to one of the popular kids, and the popular kid told a joke and got the craziest reaction. But it's like, Same shit I was gonna say. Like, why is it any different coming from that source, right? Kind of who it comes from connects with people, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know for people that aren't of a visible minority or whatever the case may be, if hearing these frustrations and these injustices and these cries for help, I mean, from all these mothers having to bury their kids.
Way before their time, too.
15, 16, like, as I'm saying, like, 16, I'm still pining, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but shout out Kaepernick, because, I believe in something even to cost you everything, and Nike seems really defiant with doing so, but, Nike, they look what Jordan with the band, the Air Jordan 1s, it's kind of like, I feel like there's nothing new for Nike.
I think Nike's trying to, I shouldn't say transition, but I know, and this is like, I guess, an argument. Two people are saying, they shouldn't capitalize monetarily on, I guess, these social issues.
Who should do? Jesse Jackson?
I see what you're trying to say, but it's important because, especially for Kaepernick, if they're blackballing him, I'm not saying he's broke, but if they're blackballing him, to show your support, to show that you get it, to show that you understand the type of marketing that you guys do. If you guys are master marketers for like sneakers, apparel, whatever, why not infuse social injustices? Like, it only makes sense. Even with Serena, when they said she couldn't wear her cat suit, what was it?
That's fuckery, by the way, because she's curvy.
French Open.
Because they got like somebody that wore a freaking one piece.
Yeah.
Who was that again? The all white, right? It's because she's too curvy and she has something worth watching.
For nothing, you wouldn't hurt a peep.
Yeah, so even Nike standing behind that, saying you could take the superhero out of her costume, but you can't take away her superpowers or something like that.
Lines,
yeah, that was like Nike's like understanding, like
they get it.
They get it. I'm sure they have a lot of people of color working there too, which is good. That's the other thing too. When you have people of color working in these companies,
these motherfuckers have been pissed, man, and that's really all it is because I think the thing when you're black is just based off of the history of everything you've been through, whether that be your ancestors and shit. I feel like just the need to be great in anything you do is just accelerated, right? It's like Tiger Woods took over golf. That's why the Williams sisters took over tennis, right?
Yeah.
That's why some of the greatest. Well, baseball I feel is a real racially it's equal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, but you have Pedro Martinez, Ken Griffey Jr. It's balanced, right?
Yeah.
Hockey, it's predominantly white. Basketball, shoot out Dr. James Naismith, white man. Canadian at that, it's predominantly black sport, right? So
soccer is kind of
soccer. They need the black people, but in Europe it's still racist as shit, right?
Well,
but
at least the league acknowledges, there's actually a problem. There's an issue with the racism, and they actually address it and try to tell fans like, this is not acceptable. You will be kicked out of the stadium. At least they have that. I don't see the NFL even. They're still struggling to acknowledge what Kaepernick's really kneeling for and having a dialogue.
Put it this way, and this is because it's the NFL, and what the NFL hasn't done in a long time has done I feel like hasn't done a case study in regards to what their real target audience because they're still under the mindset that
middle America, that
middle-aged white men in their 50s are their target audience, which is not.
They're dying off too. because
at the end of the day, those guys who are still watching the Peyton Mannings and those kind of guys, they're gone.
Yeah.
Right? So these guys are watching the Russell Wilsons and those guys, that's a younger demographic. These older guys, their more love and their more dedication is to NCAA football. Mm-hmm. When they're in their region, they get to wear their team colors and go there. But the NFL is changing, just like the NBA. This happened in the NBA, and they try to do this shit, they get it wrong and lose everything.
Yeah.
The fuck? David Robinson's not in the league no more. Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, these guys are analysts.
Yeah.
So whatever generation you think is watching this, those guys that relate to them, those guys are NBA analysts and they're fucking doing interviews. Mm-hmm. It's about the LeBrons, the Currys, the Durants, the fucking Lillards. Like, this is their generation. So whatever those guys line up, that's the demographic you worry about. The NFL is fucking up worrying about 50-year-old white men.
And at least the NBA and even the older guys in the league, they acknowledge, like, as much as they like tradition, they understand the game is changing and evolving. So when they see certain things, they might not understand it, but it's like, I get it. We're getting pushed out. We're older. We just accept it. These NFL guys, sometimes when you hear the broadcasting, you're like, yo, bro, as you said, it's not like Madden era. It's not like Terry Bradshaw era. Like, that's dead. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't hold Terry Bradshaw as a standard.
Boomer Esiason.
Yeah, you can't hold these guys as a standard.
Jim Kelly,
what's going on in the league now. Like, you gotta let go. Like, you can't be this tradition, like this whole, like, it has to be like this. You can't celebrate. You can't do anything. Like, it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Accept it. It's dead. Move on. Know yourself. Know the league, and move on. Like, it's a new world out here. So, hopefully by us having these dialogues, speaking, not watching. Even today, I was having like a group in my group chat with like Lons and Saf and Ato, just talking about like how we could really support like the movement of not supporting the NFL, or at least helping Kaepernick and like his initiative for helping with police brutality and making it an issue and helping families. Like, we're thinking, like, other than just not watching, like, what can we do? Like, donate, or should we donate money? Even come up with our own things in Canada, because that's, like, a more American problem. But here in Canada, like, we could do something, like, and even having these dialogues is, like, a step forward to just awareness.
Yeah.
And
definitely a step in the right direction.
Because as young black men, we've all faced it. Like, I had a car since I was, like, 17.
Facts.
That's like the
default designated, right?
Yeah, so like being pulled over, harassed by the police is like, that's what drew me to Kaepernick. I got the jersey, like it resonated with me immediately, because I'm like, any of those times, I know we don't live in the States, but any of those times, it was an up in the air situation. I could either be in jail, I could get killed, or I could go home. Those were like my three options in my head. I'm like, this could go any way
it's like
at
multiple
any time.
choice, dealer's choice. You don't really know, right?
My chances are like 1 out of 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like 1 out of 3 positive. Like, I could just go home and that's it. Like, nothing was
guaranteed, right?
Nothing was guaranteed in those situations.
Yeah, man. And then even like,
No, just saying that, like, in terms of like, it's bigger than you, Sen, myself. It's really, it's gotten to a point where it's just like, people say it's kind of like gentrification. Some people say it's population control. Either way you slice it, it's still wrong, and like it just needs to like.
What's
stop.
population control? They saying.
Some people saying, well, like these. Confederate flag motherfuckers are saying like how how black people are getting kind of chopped off or whatever.
So they think they're Thanos, word. They're trying to ruin.
Yeah,
take half.
They
Okay, right.
think they're Thanos, right?
Okay.
So all of it is all fucked up in that regard. So I think like us kind of just having these discussions and these dialogues is kind of pushing things forward. But to really move the needle, I think like platforms and people of other ethnicities, other races, got to really start talking up and not really just saying like, I think when people think they see something like Kaepernick, what he's doing, which is great, he's doing a lot, and other people, I think they kind of just generalize it and put it in one category, and they just kind of say like, oh, this is just another Black Lives Matter thing. They make it a whole hashtag thing.
I think
it's a lot bigger than that.
I think it's lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes people are like, oh wow, that's amazing. Like, oh, that's amazing what Kaepernick's doing, but then they just go about their day.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, no, you kind of have to. It's unfortunate for you, but as like a Caucasian or like whatever,
like you have to be
like
active
too.
Yeah, like these same young black men that are losing their lives. These are your son or daughter's peers at school. You know what I'm saying?
Their friends. And my not to be long-winded, but I remember I had a conversation with somebody, like a white person about this. I'm like, you guys are letting the police have so much power. What do they say? Power corrupts completely or something? I don't know if I have the quote right, but they're cops in America, and even here it happens
to a degree. Yeah,
they're gonna be gunning down and killing black people so much. They're gonna be so bloodthirsty. They're not just gonna stop killing black people. It's not only gonna be black people. They're gonna start killing white people and think because of the power.
It probably go from black
Hispanics
to Mexicans, Spanish,
to Asian. But I still feel like once you accept that, I feel like people get so bloodthirsty that they feel like this God complex. I'm not gonna get punished for anything.
But it's also these.
So if some young white kids, if I pull him over and he's talking back to me, what? Yo, you're talking back to me. I'm God. I'm the police.
Especially if that white kid trying to come off trying to be black.
Yeah, shit like that.
Especially if that white kid.
So I told him, like, yo, if that could be your kid. Trust me, like, they're gonna get bloodthirsty. That's not just like I know it's starting with a black thing, but yo, that type of power corrupts. That type of power goes over and just beyond race eventually. Like, it's gonna get out of hand.
And it makes things like 10 times harder because these bloodthirsty cops, as you put it, they're protected by the judicial system because they're all from like that same pack. You know what I mean? So if it's not the judge that's kind of protecting them or saying probable cause, it's their peers when they're changing reports and leaving out important things. You know what I mean?
And they're the ones that come in the community. They're always the ones that come in the community saying, "Oh, it's such a injustice for you to not tell on this person, and like you should come forward with information. This whole stop snitching
right?
thing is horrible." Who's the biggest stop snitching advocates but the police?
Yeah.
Come on, yo. Those guys, that's a brother. They don't snitch on each other.
Man.
It's like that's a sin as a cop to friggin' quote unquote snitch on a fellow officer.
Yeah, I'm gonna let off my last point, and I mean before we wrap this up, and it's just that I think maybe because of the generation we grew up in, and actually when we went to school, we actually learned about Black history, and I mean for the whole month and stuff like that. It's crazy to know that we come from the generation of not having the internet at our fingers or at the tip of our phones and stuff like that, and yet so much was done back then. Like you had the Gandhis, you had the Malcolm X's, you had a million. Like, how do you fucking get 1 million people together with no email or social media? Like a Million Man March. Like so much was done back then with so little to work with. And my problem, like Sen was saying, is a degree of laziness, and that's why everything that I say, and that's not even just on a recorded device. There's 2 ears and 1 mouth we were given, right? You have 2 ears because listening's twice as important as talking. So I'm saying something to you, that should be something that's really what that is and something I believe in. Sometimes you can check me on some weird shit. That's why I'm like, yo, okay, based off of just my passion to hip-hop, I couldn't understand how you can run off your mouth and talk like you're that dude and then get bodied in a rap beef and everyone's so forgiving. Like, I don't forgive that, so fuck it, right? But I realized that, we're going to complain about all this mishandling of Kaepernick and him getting blackballed and shit. For us just to complain, and then next week we're good, next week we're watching football and shit, not being part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And to know that the people that we learned about in history class, and it's not, like, again, we call it Black history, it's just history. So that's American history. I mean, Martin Luther King and all them, like, they did so much with so little. And here we are, every 2 weeks, black man getting gunned down in the States. You know what I mean? This, that, black man, getting choked, selling CDs in front of a store, can't breathe. Whatever it is, right? Everyone complains for the moment to a degree, get a rally and a protest here and there, and then it's back to regular news. Like that rest in power Trayvon Martin thing to do, salute to that. For everybody that friggin' died from the friggin' hand of a police gun or someone that took a badge and some kind of number to protect and serve the community, and ended up devastating it. Loss of life. Kids that won't go to a prom. Unarmed teen. Sean Bell getting killed the night before his wedding. Like, these things aren't the things that people complain about and then, go on to the regular lives after the fact. That's the problem. That's why these motherfuckers probably think, oh, these guys are just having a moment and it will pass. Nah, let's just put the foot on these motherfuckers' neck. Like, yo, we're not letting up. Go get some help. When you want to fucking put these motherfuckers in the force, do some psych evaluation. Why do you want to become a police officer? Ask these little underlining questions they don't even know what you're trying to get to. Let them know some kind of insecurity. Do you feel bigger with a badge? Do you grow up in a high risk community area where you have a problem with black people? Subconsciously, like, bring these things to the forefront and on the table, because these are the people you're trusting to save people's lives, and kids are getting shot down with just holding phones in their hand, mistaken as guns and bullshit. Like, really, no one knows the shape of a fucking gun. Yeah, no one knows the shape of a gun. Like, these things need to fucking stop. And and our stance is kind of becoming more pure, and it's definitely genuine, because probably a lot of people share the same views and thoughts that we do. Is only that you don't have that outlet. You don't talk, or you're not comfortable on a recorded mic, or whatever the case may be. So our voice is your voice as well. But like, enough of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I come from a high crime area, but it wasn't no matter no cops. Like, fuck, I could honestly say that shit happened in my area. Like, nah. Like, in the height of the Rex or whatever the case, if that shit was happening in the Rex, you be hearing the shit with a cop. Like, my community's coming together, like, because in my community, like, that nigga's mom's everybody's mom. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when your mom's at work and you think you're getting away with some shit, you're walking on the road like there's shit in your pants, someone's yelling at you to pull up your fucking pants. Like, community was community. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what they're trying to say now. I heard that dope quote, that community now is commodity, and it's true. Because in my fucking community, you shooting down kids that had future and potential, that wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, or wanted to let me build a construction company. You arm that guy? No, bro. We need to find out where that cop lives. And not matter that we're going to kill the cop or not, but we're bringing the drama to your front door. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just not going to get off with this. You're not going to hide behind your badge and your lawyer friends. Yeah, nah. You need to feel our pain. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is one of ours. Promising kid, you know what I mean? About to get a scholarship. You robbed him of that.
And we took it all away.
I mean, you're going to get some paid leave. Fuck that. I'm telling you for a fact. I know it happened in my community, and even in Canada, even. Yeah. It happened to Sammy Yateem kid. Rest in peace.
Yeah, around the street corner, yeah.
And that's the one we know about. Yeah. Look how many years ago that happened. Yeah. But in the States, look how many has happened in that time. Mm-hmm. Right? So all I'm saying is, yo, like, everyone here has an opinion and shit like that. Like, yo, follow that up with a course of action. Just don't voice your opinion and make an IG story or tweet or whatever the fuck it is, because that's trending, or that's the climate of the moment. Like, follow that up. Like, they mean that you support Kaepernick. You know what I mean? And you'll support that, man. Like, it's insane. Like, copper jersey. I mean, like,
merch, the I'm with Cap merch, and, like, that, donate to a foundation he has.
Fuck the NFL, whatever. But but just definitely, like, be genuine with your support, because a lot of people just support things that are trendy. I know that. I watch that shit. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, people fuck with you while, rather it be us. You know what I mean? Whether we're throwing parties, and I mean, like, we got 700 people in Vola. We popping up Suba Lounge, a fucking place you never heard of, and then all I gotta do is slap a motherfucker from the East End, and then everyone has an opinion, right? Yeah, so. And
this isn't a trend, like, as you said, it's not a trend for us. Like, I don't even remember not watching football ever.
And Twist know that too. Twist knows that for me. Thursday. January comes, you got some AFC, some NFC wildcard games. Saturday, I'm indisposed for a bit. Sunday, 1 to 10, I'm gone. Monday, I'm like, I live and breathe the NFL, because one of the few things I'm like, I did that with my pops. Exactly. NFL, pops. NBA, and NBC watching Jordan, pops. You know what I mean? Like, certain things. So, like, sports is my life.
Yeah.
But this shit's not my life. I grew up in Canada, motherfucker. I don't know about this racism. Whether it be systematic or not, I know about racism. Don't get it twisted. Racism exists. You know what I mean? But I'm not no sensitive-ass child where I expect that, like, people aren't ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, certain people come from different countries and have opinions of black people. Like, I have Indian friends that tell me they think all black people grow weed in their fucking basements and shit. Yeah. Like, I've heard these things before, right? And it's because it's the friggin' foundation and core that they come from. Like, their parents have taught them that kind of ignorance and shit until they go to the schools and they work in the places and they go to the social venues and socialize with people of other races and get to see it for themselves rather than being fed this friggin' heavy-handed opinion and shit, right? So, for me, it's just, you know what I mean? Everybody just needs to do better and just, you know what I mean? Just judge things for really how they need to be judged.
It's not a fad for us. Like, this is real life. Like, when I say fuck the NFL, I'm not watching this year, I'm legit not watching.
And then that hurts me, but
I swear if the Bills win this year, if the Bills win the Super Bowl this year.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. A team that I have an attachment to and shit, but then if it's like last year, like Philly and New England, like I'm not a New England fan. I can appreciate the greatness of Brady to a degree, but I'm not a New England fan. Fuck that. I could have, if this was all last year and all this shit, I could have sat that out.
Word.
That wasn't a favorable result for me. The Eagles, like that wasn't a T.O. McNabb Eagles. I ain't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to that, man, and just y'all do with Kaepernick better. Y'all should be lucky. The National Football League, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And shout out to hopefully the National Football League Players Association, the NFLPA is holding him down. Whatever, I know that he has a lawsuit pending for saying that the owners are blocking him. But
I'm gonna throw out a last idiot moment or idiot thing of this episode and of the week because I just caught wind of it before we recorded today. I don't know if you guys seen it, but fucking Donald Trump Jr. tweaking the artwork for that Kaepernick thing. Did you guys see when he put his dad's face on it?
Yeah.
Fuck Donald Trump Jr. and fuck his pops, straight up.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but
on his Instagram he posted it like
Donald Trump's your dad, bro. Regardless of the financial benefit of that, like your dad's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And he's like doing this every day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day he's doing that. Like even like people in his administration are doing like recordings and leakings. This guy's not solid. I'm watching this guy. You're the president of the United States and you're stuttering. The fuck? Like I don't know. You can tell this guy there's an insecurity to him, whether it's his small hands, his toupee, the fact that he thinks his wife might divorce him, and if she divorces him, he'll deport her because she's an immigrant. Whatever the fuck it is, right? Like I don't rock with the dude, bro. And honestly, his ignorance is getting too much of me. Leave the NFL alone. Worry about running a fucking country.
Exactly.
Sorting out NAFTA. You have bigger things on your fucking plate, you fucking social media addicted piece of shit. Put on your fucking phone and relax.
140 characters.
And let that man Kaepernick. Made that man Kaepernick leave. Now, I was gonna swear a while ago. My bad. You know what I mean? But
that's good,
Kaepernick definitely needs to fucking live and breathe, bro. And you know what I mean? And you already have these fucking Jerry Jones. I don't know. Fuck the Dallas Cowboys. So I know Jerry Jones is a Donald Trump supporter too.
Dak Prescott, you're an idiot too. We gave you that.
Got to keep supporting the cause, though, man.
Yeah, he's a fuck boy for that. But, shout out to Kaepernick because, as he said, you know what I mean, believe in something even if it costs everything.
Yeah.
I mean, for real solid for that. Salute to Nike. And it was the reason why he kept taking their money when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, but also, too, people stop being corny and doing all this Nike extra shit. Like, I
burn it. I don't give a fuck. Burn it.
No, I don't even mean the burning thing. Like, I enjoy the brand. I'm glad they supported Cap. But this whole parading the Nike, like
in the timeline,
just be regular, man.
Like
you don't have to. You don't have to parade the Nikes.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them today.
Just relax, man. Just be happy that they get they.
Yeah, but a lot of you motherfuckers ain't got enough Nikes more than manager on the tip. I ain't gonna do that shit. I'm comfortable within that shit. Like I've been sporting Nike before. After that shit, this climate, this ain't gonna make me support Nike anymore. Anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they finally did something that put their money where their mouth is. But being on social media and showing what you own Nike doesn't do fucking anything.
Yeah, relax,
right? You're just blending in, yeah. So
because it's getting more materialistic than anything. Just
which is
post a picture of Kaepernick or something.
Yeah, you're losing the bigger message of the whole the whole purpose of it, right?
Yeah. It's bigger than us.
Yeah, bigger than you. Nah, shout out, man. All day, every day. Man Dem podcast. Honestly, this world, we need to do better. You know what I mean? We just need to pray for the young, man. It's the generation after us I'm worried about, man. They're seeing some shit. I thought shit like 9/11 and shit like well, that would fuck us up, but we're good. You know what I mean? But this generation is seeing way too much shit. Yeah. And then that's my concern because this shit is at your fingertips. Sure. You know what I mean? We had to watch late night news to watch some of this shit. BT Uncut catch some of this shit. This shit, you can catch this at 7 a.m., 2 p.m., 11 a.m. You can see this shit anytime you want. There's no filter to the internet and just racism and just ignorance and just hatred and you know what I mean, lack of understanding towards different races and cultures and genres and sexes and this. It has to stop, man, and definitely, you know what I mean? If you're standing 10 toes solid on anything you believe in, just believe in it all the way, you know what I mean? Even if it seems rough and rocky at the preliminary stages, if you see the end of the road and the end game of it, yeah, definitely. A twist says see it through, and I mean the rewards, I mean, should be fruitful, and I mean your purpose in life should be, you know what I mean, measured and I mean remembered as that. So salute Kaepernick. You definitely have my support all day, every day. You know what I mean?
100%.
Salute Cap, yo.
Shout out, man.
On your P's and Q's,
Shout out to you know Colin, you know that we're number 7, yo. You know Colin's that we're number 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what you did there. Yeah, Toronto strong, Danforth strong, all day, every day. Everyone behave themselves. Shout out to everybody here for Tiff and
love and blessings to Toronto and the world.
Don't know.
All day.